UFO and ET 101.
Sporadic, but there's definitely something there, some kind of phenomenon.
Hello, I'm Sev Talk. Welcome to UFO and ET 101. What a controversial group of people, military whistleblowers. They claim to be telling us big secrets that the government does not want us to know. The term military whistleblower implies a lot, that the person is trustworthy and intelligent, privy to top secret and above top secret military and intelligence information. And they tell us they come forward out of a sense of moral and ethical duty to the United States and its citizens to expose fraud, cover-ups, corruption, and threats to public safety, all within the military and related government agencies. Also implied is a sense of risk and personal sacrifice a whistleblower makes to come forward. And this can be a risk to their mental and physical well-being, damage to their career, legal consequences, and social stigma. Not only to them, but to their families. As a military whistleblower, one has to accept the possibility of deep personal cost. But are UFO military whistleblowers trustworthy? Are they disinformants or plants? Are they acting for the higher good of humanity or for the higher good of someone else? Are they part of a larger UFO and ET narrative that the government is crafting, trying to keep us in the dark, confuse us, scare us, and keep us small and ignorant? Or do you think the government is crafting a UFO and ET narrative to empower us, give us clarity as to our role in the universe, tell us the truth about our cosmic neighborhood? When military whistleblowers testify before Congress, their statements have to be submitted in advance. Their testimony is subject to government oversight and legal constraints. And in many cases, what gets said publicly is only a fraction of what the whistleblower may know. So the question becomes, how effective and transparent are these UFO military whistleblowers? There's a website called whistleblower.org. It's created by the Government Accountability Project, which is an organization that protects whistleblowers. It offers them legal representation and support. There is the Whistleblower Protection Act of 1989. It's a U.S. federal law that protects government employees who report misconduct, fraud, and abuse, violations of the law, all within the government. On whistleblower.org, one of the first recommendations is to get an attorney. That lets you know how challenging this path is. There's a list of questions helping the potential whistleblower determine if they really want to be a government whistleblower or not. Do you have enough evidence? Are you prepared to risk retaliation? Is your family ready for a protracted fight with your employers? Are you ready to potentially lose coworkers or friends? Are you ready to risk your career and reputation? Are you ready to have negative things in your past dug up and used against you? Do you have a backup plan to support yourself and your family in case you are discovered? And then, on the same website, there's this. Give the authorities assigned to investigate your disclosures a chance, even if you don't trust them. It helps to try to operate in good faith. And you may poison the well if you make it clear you distrust anyone associated with your employer. After browsing whistleblower.org, one thing is clear. If you blow the whistle, the government will make your life and the lives of your loved ones wildly difficult. Where did the term whistleblower come from? It's believed to have originated in the 19th century when police officers and sports referees used whistles to draw attention to rule-breaking or unlawful behavior. Here are numbers 1, 2, and 3 of the top 10 military UFO whistleblowers. These are not in order of importance. There are more than these 10, but these are the people I think you should definitely know about because each one of them has had a major effect upon the UFO and ET disclosure discussion. Jake Barber, a U.S. Air Force veteran and helicopter pilot. He says that he participated in secret UFO crash retrieval programs. He came forward in 2025 with the interview that he gave to Ross Coulthart from News Nation. In the interview, Barber said that he retrieved an egg-shaped craft and a craft that he calls the Eightgon. He said they were not of human origin, and he transported them to somewhere that he can't tell us. A supposed leaked video of an egg-shaped craft being retrieved is shown, and the video is a disappointment. You can't really tell the perspective. The quality is bad. We really don't know what we're looking at, how big it is. The footage is from an anonymous source, not even from Barber himself. We don't know where, when, or who filmed this supposed leaked video, and if it even has anything to do with the egg-shaped craft that Barber said that he retrieved. Skywatcher Technologies. That's the name of the new business that Jake Barber created based on retrieving exotic materials. His business partner is James Fowler, and he engineered what they call a dog whistle, involved in electromagnetic signaling, and they claim it lures spaceships 100% of the time in broad daylight. So they can knock the spaceships down to Earth, retrieve them, and transport them to people who pay money for them. Barber calls their special technique their secret sauce, and he claims that he's not sure how serious the implications are of running his dog whistle and using his secret sauce equipment, possibly opening a Pandora's box of trouble, but he does it anyway. He also says his number one goal is material recovery, getting their hands on exotic materials and to do it ethically. Do you think Jake Barber's dog whistle and secret sauce are ethical? Barber has introduced a word to ufology: psionics. This is when you use psychic abilities coupled with electronics to connect with spaceships. In episode 3, I talk about the method of telepathically or psychically connecting with spaceships. It's known as CE5 or Close Encounter of the Fifth Kind. And currently, CE5 night watches are pretty popular, so the psychic or telepathic method of connecting with spaceships is not new. Barber claims that he's witnessed psychic communication where humans summon spaceships, and he says that women, children, and gay men are best at telepathically connecting with UFOs. Besides the egg-shaped craft, Barber was also sent to retrieve a craft he calls the Eightgon because it has 8 sides to it. And while he was en route to recover it, he began getting emotional, which confused him, and it made him question his ability to actually continue with the mission. As he came upon the Eightgon, he was overwhelmed with intense sadness and happiness and beauty and song. And he said that he felt a beautiful, feminine, loving presence that tuned into his soul, providing him guidance and protection, and this continues to this day. As he describes this, he gets teary-eyed and he gets choked up and emotional. He believes this ET presence changed his life in beautiful ways. He says it was one of the most profound experiences of his life. The Eightgon craft was consciously interfacing with him. This has had a lasting impression on Barber that has strengthened his spiritual beliefs. Yet, he continues to knock these ships out of the sky and sell them to the highest bidder. Can we assume there are bodies in these spaceships? And what happens to these bodies when their ships are made to crash down to Earth? Do the bodies survive? Do they die? I'm assuming we'll pick up the bodies if there are any. What do we do with the dead ones? And what do we do with the live ones? Do we capture them and keep them in cages? Do we also sell these bodies to the highest bidder, like ET trafficking? Or maybe there are no bodies in these spaceships. Maybe they are controlled by a consciousness and a body doesn't need to be present. Jake Barber has presented no proof, nothing tangible, to the American public, but he isn't shy about telling us that he's profiting from the business of shooting down spaceships. David Grusch, former U.S. Air Force officer and intelligence official who testified to Congress in televised hearings in 2023. He said that the United States government is operating secret crash retrieval and reverse engineering programs on non-human craft for decades, and that these programs are hidden from congressional oversight. Grusch asserts that the U.S. government and the military engage in UFO crash retrievals and possess non-human craft and biologics, or non-human intelligence, NHI. Grusch explained that he uses the term NHI instead of extraterrestrial because maybe these beings are on Earth, not off Earth, existing in other dimensions on Earth. He also said that those who've talked about this have been threatened, hurt, maybe even killed, and he says he has suffered brutal retaliation and fears for his life. He's speaking out in hopes of increased transparency about the government's knowledge of UFOs. David Grusch has not presented any evidence, and his testimony relies on secondhand sources and information from within the government and the military. His televised and compelling testimony in the congressional hearings has fueled the UFO conversation, helping it become a little more mainstream. In 2025, David Grusch was hired as senior advisor on UFO investigations to Representative Eric Burleson from Missouri. Luis Elizondo graduated from Miami University, majoring in microbiology and immunology, minoring in chemistry and mathematics. After graduating, he enlisted in the Army, completing tours and assignments around the world. In 2003, Lou, as he's often called, returned to Washington, D.C. to oversee counterespionage and counterterrorism investigations. He served in the Office of the National Counterintelligence Executive and in the Office of the Director of National Intelligence. Elizondo was the senior leader of the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, ATIP, and I discussed this program in Episode 3. It's a secretive program in the Pentagon that studies UFOs. He resigned in 2017 just as the New York Times published a groundbreaking article by Leslie Kean, Helene Cooper, and Ralph Blumenthal. It revealed the existence of the secretive ATIP. That article marked a watershed moment in UFO history. Published in the New York Times, December 16, 2017, entitled Glowing Auras and Black Money, the Pentagon's Mysterious UFO Program. It exposed the United States government's interest in UFOs, the millions of dollars spent, and brought the extraterrestrial phenomena into the public spotlight. Lou Elizondo's been everywhere, all over TV. He speaks at conferences, he gives global interviews, and he wrote a book called Imminent, Inside the Pentagon's Hunt for UFOs. He declares many things, including the Roswell UFO crash did happen in 1947, and the United States government does possess artifacts, biological remains, and wreckage from extraterrestrial origins. Recently, Lou got himself into some hot water. In Philadelphia in 2024, Elizondo presented a picture of a huge UFO mothership taken in the skies of Romania. Later, it was exposed that the picture was a reflection of a chandelier in the window. Elizondo said the picture was given to him by someone within the government. In 2025, Elizondo spoke to the UAP Disclosure Fund in Washington, D.C. It's a nonpartisan political advocacy group committed to uncovering the truth about UAPs. He held up a picture, describing it as a photo of a massive disc-shaped object, possibly 1,000 feet across, and silver. He said it was captured by a civilian pilot flying the Four Corners area of the United States. He said this is one of many photos taken by pilots, and they don't know what to do with them, where to report them. He was emphasizing the need for a centralized agency for UFO reporting. As he was showing the photo, he said he didn't take the picture, so he can't vouch for it. So why did he show it? Because the picture is actually of an irrigation circle, commonly found in that area. Elizondo then made a video to explain his error, stating that just before he was scheduled to speak, someone handed him the photo. And without taking the time to properly vet it, he decided to share it publicly. This is particularly striking, given that Lou Elizondo is trained in intelligence analysis and evidence evaluation, someone whose entire career was built on verifying facts before acting. Presenting unverified images as potential proof of UFOs raises questions. Some say Elizondo is a heroic whistleblower, while others say he's a disinformant. This is what makes Lou Elizondo such a controversial military UFO whistleblower. Get your brain ready. It's quiz time. Number 1. What is the word Jake Barber has popularized in ufology that represents the combination of using psychic abilities and electronics to connect with spaceships? Number 2. Why does David Grusch prefer to use the term NHI instead of ET? Number 3. Lou Elizondo was the senior leader of ATIP. What does that stand for? How'd you do? If you aced it, I encourage you to share your knowledge with your family and friends.